Yo, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about my favorite game of all time. It's Left 4 Dead 2. Everybody knows it's Left 4 Dead 2. Now here's the thing. Left 4 Dead 2 is a great game. It's an amazing game. The only problem is that right now, Left 4 Dead is probably in the worst state physically that it's ever been in its entire lifespan, okay? So I'm going to just say this right now. Left 4 Dead was a complete afterthought with Valve. I think they made the first game, they're like, oh yeah, it was just a little tech demo, we were just testing out some shit, and then unfortunately for them, it developed an insanely loyal fan base, and they're like, fuck, well now we gotta make a second one, and but they're like, oh well, we got fucking Counter-Strike Global Offensive in the works, we have Dota 2 in the works, and Portal 2, we need to get these fucking games out, but we gotta shit out a sequel for this fucking game that we don't give a shit about, and so that's essentially what they did. Most of the Valve games that they have in their entire catalog have at least a decade of like time spent working on it, right? Left 4 Dead, like as a series, Valve has only worked on it for like at least 5 years. I mean, how crazy is that? You know, they're still working on Counter-Strike. They're still technically working on Team Fortress 2. You know, and Left 4 Dead just feels like it's been left on the wayside. The reason I'm talking about this is because the game is a fucking mess. It's a mess, okay? It's like when you're at your friend's house and his like 16-year-old dog walks into the room. He's like totally blind, he can't hear anything, he can barely walk. If you go onto the Steam discussion forums for this game, 90% of the posts being made on there are either in a different language or it's people complaining that the game is crashing and freezing. And yeah, the game is a fucking mess. It like barely works. But today, I'm going to be talking less about the technical issues, and I'm going to be talking specifically about fucking China, dude. So if you try to go on Left 4 Dead and queue up into any like online game, like whether it's campaign or versus or realism, you'll end up getting dragged into these horrible, like fucking cancerous Chinese modded servers where there's just Chinese text all over the screen, and it's so heavily modded that it's not even the same game anymore. But on top of that, your chances of having an epileptic seizure are increased tenfold, because like initially when they first started cropping up like a few years ago, it wasn't really that big of a deal. Like they were pretty easy to avoid, right? Because it was just like it was like a horrible modded server. You're like, okay, fuck this, let's just go join a different server, right? But nowadays, somehow, people are actually finding that you could join a random campaign or realism game and get dragged into one of these servers. Like, so people are being forced to play the wrong campaigns from the ones that they selected on the browser. And in these servers, there's so many plugins and so many scripts that like, there's a thing where if you walk off on your own, you like try to speedrun, it literally downs you. And meanwhile, again, infinite health, infinite ammo, there's like 30 fucking people, there's a constant influx of specials, right? So it's literally like, it's non-stop chaos the entire time. Now, everybody asks the question, why does Valve not do anything about it? That's not something we can answer other than, oh, well, they just don't care, right? Because I've seen some retards say shit like, oh, well, Valve doesn't do anything about them because, like, they don't own the servers, therefore they have no control, which makes literally zero fucking sense. But the other side of it is, why is nobody asking who is running these servers, right? Because one thing that I noticed is that they're all the same. Like, all these servers are identical, right? If you go into, like, any two of these servers, they have the same plugins, they operate the same way, the same fucking text, the same overlays. It's like there's a Chinese pyramid scheme running on Left 4 Dead. And again, it's not just an inconvenience anymore. You could literally end up getting one of these Chinese servers running on your computer secretly without you knowing it. And, like, Valve might as well just be single-handedly running a Chinese underground on Left 4 Dead 2. Because, like, who knows what the fuck China's doing with this shit? So guess what? I hope you're ready to go to war, because this shit cannot stand any longer.